diseases and health issues that affect different parts of the world. Why do they affect some countries and not others? And there's a wide variety of factors, and quite frankly, it's quite often a very complex problem in that there might be a wide variety of factors, everything from the physical environment, weather, landscape, to human factors such as wealth. So one of the concepts we're going to delve into in this particular activity is what is where, why there, and why care. What this means is maps quite often can tell you what the patterns are and where things are happening, but it doesn't tell you the why, and then we explore why you should actually care. To start with, there's a quick video explaining why plagues existed in Europe, but not in the Americas. And then we actually take a look at some maps to see the patterns that occur with some of these diseases. For example, malaria. And again, this shows you the pattern, and it's up to you to describe what this pattern looks like. Where would you say, based on the appearance of this map, where malaria tends to occur in the world? So if you think of the equator, where the equator is, what hemisphere would you say malaria normally occurs in? And again, the map shows you where this is occurring, but it doesn't tell you why. And that's where your research comes in. Again, different parts of the world have different problems, and it's always interesting to compare maps. Say, for example, a map of malnutrition or hunger compared to a map of obesity, and what pattern might you see with countries that are suffering from malnutrition and hunger? Compared to a map of obesity, what trends and patterns might you see? Would it be an opposite pattern, or would they be similar? And again, it doesn't tell you why this is occurring. That's up to you and your research. So there's a bit of a visual literacy component to this as you are analyzing and interpreting these maps, but you're also analyzing and interpreting graphs. So the top 10 causes of death in low-income countries, and again, the paragraph above this starts to delve into that concept of why. It shows you the patterns here and the numbers, but it doesn't tell you the why. And we need to think about the difference in why this is occurring. Is it poverty, location, or some other factor that creates this pattern? And again, you're able to compare top 10 causes of death in low-income countries to top 10 causes of death in high-income countries. What differences do you notice here? What might be factors that would cause these differences? Is it location? Is it wealth? What might it be? So these top 10 causes of death in low-income countries, did these ever affect countries that are higher income, such as Canada? And what they delve into is a bit of history here. As we were growing as a country in Canada's history, some of these issues also were problematic for us. What is the difference in Canada? Why is cholera, for example, that they use here, no longer a huge issue in Canada, and why does it continue to be an issue in lesser developed countries? So based on all the evidence or all the content introduced in this activity, your only task is to participate in one discussion, which is based on this research task. Based on the study of the above resources, if you could change one and only one of the following for the people of Recife, what would it be, which would it be, and why? Would you give them free and universal access to birth control, more mosquito hunters, or increased research on the connection between the Zika virus? And so which one would you choose to pursue for these folks? As you present your argument, make sure you cite your research and use this self-checklist as a guide as you're presenting your argument. The discussion for this particular activity will only be open for a short time. It will be open until Thursday at the end of the day, or well into the evening, I should say. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact me.